Fresh off a 6-game road trip, the Colorado Eagles return home to take on an opponent out of the AHL Central Division as the Chicago Wolves enter Blue Arena for a matchup here tonight in Loveland. A very good evening to you. Alongside Eagles team president Ryan Bach, I'm Kevin McClue, and finally back home after a successful 4-2 road trip for the Colorado Eagles. It's an Eagles team that right now first place in the Pacific Division, about to dive into the All-Star break. We're playing some great hockey. They have won 3 straight.
Well, and coming off a good, strong finish on that road trip in Tucson, I thought they played with a lot of structure. Their goaltending was excellent, and that's something they're going to have to carry coming back home here tonight.
Yeah, one of those big providers of that offensive attack for Colorado has been defenseman Jack Ashon. He leads all Colorado Blue Liners in goals, assists, and points. In fact, Ryan, he right now is 4th among all AHL defensemen in points with 28 through just 32 games.
Wow. Offensive-minded, puck-moving defenseman, and one thing you know on his game is not only his ability to make that first pass out of the zone, but he also has the skating ability to carry it up the ice into the zone. He's able to jump in, activate, and as a result, he's creating all kinds of offense for the Eagles.
Yeah, not to be outdone up front, it is Alex Boré-Poulet, who right now is 3rd among all AHL skaters. With 43 points on the year, he also leads Colorado with 29 assists.
Wow, and he's no stranger to putting the puck in the back of the net, but one of his biggest assets is how well he sees the ice. He's able to make plays. He's able to find those seams to where his players are driving the net, and as a result, he's warded offensively.
Colorado going to be facing a Chicago Wolves team here tonight that has been really good on the road. In fact, they have points in 14 consecutive road contests. One thing they certainly do have, a sharp goaltender in Caden Primo.
Yes, Caden Primo, obviously with his NHL experience, the time that he spent in Montreal and Toronto, and he's had a very strong season here for this club. So if you're Colorado, you know what you have to do when you're facing a top netminder, and that's going to have to be traffic and lots of pucks to the net here tonight.
Yeah, Colorado has won 3 straight. The last game they played down in Tucson, they were down 2-0 after 2 periods, rallied back, won 3-2 in overtime. They're going to be looking for a better start here tonight. They have one of the best home records in the American Hockey League, already 15 wins here at Blue Arena. We'll bring in the opening faceoff coming up next right here on The Spot, Denver 3.
Awesome, thanks.
Awesome. Tonight's game is brought to you by UC Health, the official healthcare partner of the Colorado Eagles. Blue Federal Credit Union, for you, for life. Learn more at bluefcu.com. Rocky Mountain Rebuilders, keeping Northern Colorado driving forward with trusted auto body paint and repair. And by All Guard Windows and Doors, Northern Colorado's premier window, door, and siding replacement company. Back inside Blue Arena, just about ready to roll as the Colorado Eagles welcome in the Chicago Wolves. First meeting of the season, 4-game season series, home and home. You're going to have back-to-back meetings between the Eagles and the Wolves here this weekend. And then next weekend, Colorado traveling out to Chicago, and that'll put the finishing touches on this 4-game set between these two teams. You don't see each other all year, then you play 4 straight against one another here in the midway point of this season. Get a look at tonight's keys to the game. Those are courtesy of Rocky Mountain Rebuilders. And Rybach, how about your thoughts on this one here tonight?
Well, if you're Colorado, you want to see that continued strong defensive structure. This club has shown all season long how they can dominate defensively. No question, when they defend hard, they limit those high danger chances in their D zone and keeping the net front clear for their goaltender to see the puck. Efficiency on the power play, it's been heating up as of late, but making the most of any man advantage is going to count here tonight, and capitalizing on those power plays when given. And another important one, neutral zone puck management, winning those battles in the neutral zone, making clean zone entries, and obviously eliminating turnovers.
Yep, Colorado immediately backtracked into their own zone. Puck going to be covered up by Isaac Posh. And again, Colorado coming off a very successful road trip. You go 4-2 against teams that were all red hot coming into their matchups with the Colorado Eagles. And key matchups all within the Pacific Division, and the Eagles able to pick up 4 wins in those 6 games.
Well, what was most impressive when you're on a long, lengthy road trip like that was those last 2 contests against Tucson. I thought they played very sound defensively, got excellent goaltending, and that's what they want to carry coming home here tonight.
Colorado stays in first place in the Pacific Division. They trail only the Grand Rapids Griffins, who have the best record not only in the West, but in the AHL overall. As the puck will come in offside, we'll get a whistle with 19:38 left to go. Just underway here, first period.
You're seeing Caden Primo in net for Chicago here tonight, a very experienced goaltender, not only at this level, but he's logged a lot of games in the National League with Montreal Canadiens in Toronto.
58 contests up in the National Hockey League for Primo. Already has 10 wins on the season. Ty Fellemer going to bash it in. Curls back in behind the net to Primo to the left wing corner. Alex Borre-Boulay hands it off in tight. Magna centering feed. Shot and a save there. Fellemer, a good look. Looked like Robidon may have gotten the stick in front of that and broken up that play. As we take a look at tonight's starting goaltenders. And Caden Primo, we just talked about him and his success, not only the AHL, but up in the NHL. But for Colorado, Isaac Posh, he got the start last Friday down at Tucson, had 26 saves on 27 shots, comes in with 13 wins on the year.
Wow, and he's going to make his first All-Star appearance here next week for the Pacific Division.
24-year-old rookie out of St. Cloud State as Colorado forced to go back into their own zone to retrieve it. Jack Shaw, who we featured there in the pregame, moves it along. So he bashed back down in deep. Josiah Slavin, a Colorado native, doing the honors, sending it in. Picked off, centering feed, broken up. Chopped and spit free out to neutral ice. A shot after it. Leave it there for Tristan Nielsen. Scored the overtime winner in Colorado's last game. That was last Saturday down against the Roadrunners in Tucson. Quickly ahead with it. Slavin will chuck it in. He'll chase after it. Rolls back in behind the nets. Tied it. Able to set it up for Wyatt Ahmed. Strides out to neutral. Fans on the entry, and then she'll be back out to neutral. Colorado again have to retreat back into their own zone. Sean Barrett's missed all of last year with a knee injury. Had himself a good season here as a rookie. Points at 6 of his last 9. Scored his first professional goal during that Colorado road trip. This puck going to be iced. That was back on the 23rd of January. So you get a look at Taylor McCarr. He, along with Keaton Middleton, both being reassigned from the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche. Great to see them back in the lineup.
Well, and having that youth and exuberance, that's the energy players you want back in your lineup.
Ivan. He had to take the face-off against Nikita Pavlichev. He'll get a warning off the icing whistle. Controlled by the Wolves, wheeled over left wing boards. Spun and fired to the right wing corner by Unger Sorup. Colorado chasing after it. Barron's first one there. Under Sora trying to keep that hemmed in. This will be spin around out to neutral. Oh, big collision and a penalty coming up as McCarr got upended. Chasing after that. Puck looked like Cal flipped the one and made that contact. Sent McCarr spinning through the air.
Well, dangerous play. Knee on knee there. Good to see McCarr back up on his feet, but just going to battle the puck and he steps in, and that's definitely a penalty.
So Colorado will get the first crack of the evening on the man advantage. This is a good power play unit. It's a 10th in the AHL at 20%. Facing a Chicago penalty kill that's had some struggles, but still fairly solid. 80% of the year. That's 21st out of 32 teams in the American Hockey League. The Eagles will start with Titan, Poland, Barre Boule, Ashawn, and Valtteri Puustinen, the newest Colorado Eagle. Joined the Eagles during their latest road trip after being acquired in a trade with the Pittsburgh Penguins organization. Barre Boule, side of the nets. Surveys in front, now slips it back. Barre Boule creeping his way in, sends it across. One-timer blitzed wide of the rebound, fielded by Titan. Quickly up high with it. Posted at top of the circle, returns it for a shot. Snap it over tight inside of the cage. Barre Boule in tight shot. Saved with a glove hand there by Primo. And a really good look for Barre Boule, bidding for his 15th of the year.
Nifty little move. He had all kinds of time, but it's Primo who's equal to the task as he steps out on top, square to the puck. A good save.
Colorado going to keep that top power play unit out there. Only 25 seconds gone to the man advantage. Face off, Barre Boule chips it upstairs. Fielded along the ice, but bounce around and finally controlled by Jason Pollitt. Slugs it towards the corner for Puustinen. Now behind the net, Barre Boule returns it for Puustinen. They'll play catch. Now arc around and TJ Titan on the receiving end. Drops it back down. Leave it bottom of the circle. Titan upstairs with it. A former Chicago Wolf. Back down to the corner. Barre Boule sizing things up upstairs. A shot over. One-timer fanned on. Puck rattling around and finally scooped up by Robidas. Oh, that looked good, but just didn't materialize. And now Robidas short-handed. Gives it off. Quick shot there by Nadeau. Will sizzle up over the crossbar. Picked up by Megna. 3 minutes gone here in the first period. The Eagles will get their second power play unit over the boards. 49 seconds left on it. Now speed for Megna. Into the zone. Tripped up. No call there. And he'll give a look towards the referee as he comes sliding in right next to the referee down to the corner. Colorado start back again, but turned over on entry. Adder chase it down back in his own zone for Colorado. Joined by Nielsen, Gushin, Felleber. Gushin into the zone down the right wing side. That got caught up. That'll pull the play offside. We take a look at the two benches here. Head coach for the Chicago Wolves, Spiros Anastas, serving as the interim head coach, making the jump up prior to the midseason point. And on that home side, well, it is the gentleman who will be representing the Pacific Division as the head coach, Mark Letestu. And what a record he is this team out to here in the first 42 games of this 72-game season as Colorado again have to retreat. Pick this puck up as it's cleared down. Time for one last rush. Adder with it in tow, brings it in, work it over left wing side, gets to it himself, throws on the brakes. Played up high, long shot, deflected, kick save, rebound, and a drive towards the net will be broken up, deflected up out of play as Jason Megna trying to track that down, foot out of the box. And Colorado 0 for 1 on the power play. And again, able to move the puck around, able to generate, just not able to put it together and execute quite cleanly enough. So we get a look at one of those great chances here.
Yeah, and they had some good looks, especially with that first unit. But there's just a simple play, getting that puck to the net, rebounds out to the side, just can't find the handle.
Jason Megna with that chance, a guy that now has 20 goals on the year. Middleton, centering feed, deflected. Try to put that towards the cage. Should be steered back around and up the boards, crashing after it. Chase Bradley thumped out to neutral ice. Skagny back after it. Able to win down away from Unger Sorup. Jake Wise lost it, edge goes down. Unger Sorup able to steal it away, down deep, mashed into. Hands it off. Veerling slugging around. It's going to carry all the way down back the other side of the ice. Is holding it up in behind the net. Caden Primo. Leave it there for Cowfoot. Give it off right wing boards. Nystrom sprints out to the red line. He'll dump it in from there. Absorbs a hit from McCarr. The process. Posh plays it into the corner now. Run through the trapezoid, picked up by Wyatt Hobbit. Gives it off, looking for Tynan. Lost the handle on it, taken away, and Nystrom again from his own zone. Outlet pass, jump away from Brindamore. Colorado snap it back up, move it ahead, but plucked away. Brindamore, rink wide pass, intercepted. Colorado back on the march. Here comes Ivan. Ivan with it. The end of the zone, down left wing side. He'll throw on the brakes, waits for support. Centers it in tight, boosted in a backhander and a save by Primo. Gets his own rebound, trying to work it up high once more. Flush back down to a deep, curls around. Sean after it. Trying to thump it upstairs, finds a man waiting. Tynan dips in, through the circles, winds and fires, save, rebound, corralled and pushed ahead. Now Gundler with it, makes his way up, stood up at the red line. The puck will spill in deep. What a great chance right there for TJ Tynan. Looking for a goal against his former club. Drop pass, quick shot, glove save, and on the rush, Alex Gagne, the rookie. A nice opportunity there, looking for his second goal of the year. Some good chances here early, not just on that power play, but 5-on-5 for Colorado.
Well, you're seeing that speed too in transition on that last play coming into the zone, and Tynan had that chance. He came right down the mid lane, traffic in front. Primo's able to find that puck.
Magna will ease in to take this face-off against Justin Robidaw. Robidaw is a guy that leads Chicago in both goals and points. 20 tallies for him. Same for Magna. This puck will be wound around. Fed up with tiled there by Middleton. He'll thump it back down to the corner. Ratcheted back down in deep. Rolls to the corner other side. This will be spit free and grabbed by Robidaw. Check loose. Now Suzuki couldn't hold on, but it'll be touched offside. We'll get a whistle with 14:04 left here in period number one. And Colorado, well, quickly, and I know they have the only power play at this point, but out shooting Chicago 7-2 in the early second.
Well, that's what you want. You want to generate offense, you have to get pucks on net, and Primo's been able to respond, but with the right mindset. You got to have that net front presence.
Colorado able to smash it in as Gagne plays it back down along the inboards. Fetched immediately by Fensori. Taken away, Barre Boulay. What a shake off some pressure down on a knee. Lost the handle on it. Suzuki flopped this all the way back into the Colorado zone. No icing here, so Middleton will hustle back. Leaves it there for his defensive partner in Gagne. Colorado bounce it out to neutral ice. Fielded immediately by Cal Foote. Back in his own zone. Long outlet pass. Striding in right wing side. It's set in deep. Suzuki feel it behind the cage and taken away nicely there by Gagne. It's it out through the air, knocked out of midair, trying to find Felleber, who will peel off, get himself a change. Foot again now, challenged back in his own zone by McCarr. Back for Foote and up the left wing boards, deflected but tangled up in between the two benches. Eagles will win it back in a good collision as Suzuki mashed into by Taylor McCarr. Colorado handed off, and now some speed. Ivan darts in, gives it over. Gushchin backdoor look from McCarr, had his stick tied up. Now the puck free and bashed loose again. Ivan centering feed, bouncing puck. McCarr after it. Pinballs around and finally scooped up. Moved along by Slavin to the right wing boards, chucked in deep. Neuchev will send it in. Haddard working away. Slavin will spike it through the trapezoid left wing side. Valimaki able to chase it down. Colorado will get there, played up off the wall, and just hemmed in. Nice effort there in the left wing boards by Gagnon. Battle continues along the wall. Kicked out, so now Tristan Nielsen motors ahead. Collapsed down upon from Neuchev there from behind, and the puck will be guided back into the Colorado end, where it's scooped up immediately. Armit on top of it. Gives it off for Jack Shaw. Under Sorum in there, applying some pressure there on the forecheck as Chicago wrapping up some changes. Shaw to start the breakout. Now he starts to lurch forward, works it on. Chase Bradley down the left wing boards, mashed into, puck rolls loose, nearly turned over as Fensori gives it across that slot. So thump out to center ice if Fensori ducks back into his own zone. Throws it forward. Veerling with it. Able to weave his way around Tynan. Now back on the move. Unger Sora will deflect it deep. Posh strides behind his cage. To get it going. Taken away. Veerling creeps in tight. A shot and a save. Puck will knock around. Finally settled by Unger Sora. Down to the right wing corner. Up top he'll play it. Badinka across the blue line. Cross ice. Unger Sora. A shot deflected. Puck will spill back to the boards. Bradley first one there. It's crunched into. Stolen right back by the Wolves. High slot Fitsori loads. Gets a shot that's blocked by Abbott. He swatted around. It rolls on its edge back out to center ice. Gathered in, and now Badinka with it. Sidesteps one man. Now we'll just backhand it onward. Immediately gloved down. Boosted it. Lay it back for Jake Wise. 9 minutes gone in the opening period. No score. Shot 7-2 in favor of Colorado. Now Gushchin into the zone. Left wing side. Shot blocked. Rebound. Kicks around. Low slot finally covered by Primo. Wise came darting in looking for a rebound. Couldn't find it. Colorado, not for a lack of chances, have not been able to find the backs, and this one is scoreless. 10:50 left in the first. Back after this, right here on the spot. Denver 3.
Welcome back. So Jason Megna scores his 20th of the season last weekend against Tucson. It's the third time in his career he hit the 20-goal mark, and it was a timely goal that helped him to launch a late comeback effort in the third and get that overtime win. And so Jason Megna is not only having a breakout season offensively, he's an important leader on this team. It's no wonder Jason Poland has a nickname for him, Mr. Perfect. Back to you.
Yeah, a terrific captain. I don't know if you could draw up a better captain than what Colorado has in Jason Megna, and has been simply fantastic, so reliable, great in the room as you would expect from anyone wearing the C, and Colorado lucky to have him as this will be spun deep into the Colorado zone. Rings around to the right wing side, play it towards the slots. Oh, checked free, gobbled back up, brought upstairs and dropped off by Gundler. Chucked in behind the cage. Cal Foote trying to find an option. Right back for Foote. He'll flood it in with a backhand. Ronnie Adder in after it. He'll get the first touch on it. Turned over. Picked off down the left wing side. Gundler plays it to the blue line. Long shot. Foote. That's going to take a big bounce off the end wall, but guided back out through center ice. Gushchin racing after it. Picks it up. Got some support there. Centers it. Wise. A shot and a save. Took a whack in the process. And a penalty coming up here for that slash on Wise. And Colorado will get their second crack on the man advantage as Wise slowly picks himself back up.
Wow, what a good heads-up play by Gushchin on the backhand. He gets in on the forecheck. He's able to feed that puck right out in front. And they have their best look of this game. And Primo, once again, technical goaltender. Square to the puck, is able to come up with a big save.
Well, Noel Gundler just forced to try to alleviate that chance as best he could. Gundler, a guy who's a second-round pick of Carolina back in 2020. Won a Calder Cup here with Chicago in the 22 season. Picked up. Fitsori quickly sends it up. Held alive and kept at the blue line nicely there by a shot. Posted it. Back down to the corner. Filters around to the right wing wall for Tynan. Bump it up high. Back for Tynan. Side of the cage. Back to a look. Hits off the stick of Primo. He's looking for Puustinen. Right idea right there for Alex Barre-Boulet, who leads his team with 29 assists. Colorado will regroup. Drop pass now for Barre-Boulet. Barre-Boulet now makes his way into the zone. Cuts over top of the circle. Stripped and cleared. Everybody was waiting for that second drop going on to the tape of Tynan, and instead brought it in. Nearly generated himself an opportunity, but a good active stick for the Wolves. And now Colorado again forced to move out through center ice. Barre-Boulet, left wing wall for Puustinen. Whip it around to the right wing boards. Buzz down in deep. Barre-Boulet keeps it alive. He'll work it over. Centering feed shot. The save by Primo. Great look there for Jason Poland right between the hash marks. And Primo, well, he's been forced to make some big saves, and he has done just that here early. And they have generated some really good opportunities in those high percentage areas here the early going for Colorado.
Low to high, and those are the areas you need to get into if you want to be rewarded offensively. As you saw pulling there, the quick one-time shot.
Face off, grabbed this time by Fellmer. Over for Adder. Sped back in and around to the left wing wall for Gushchin. Challenge there by Slavin, mashed into. Fellmer trying to tap it back down the boards. So he popped back out through neutral ice and Adder after it. He's got Brindamore on his hip pocket. Slip it free. Now Nielsen will wind back in front of his netminder. Burrows his way forward and drops it off for Gushchin. Into the zone left wing wall, but they're going to say that came in offside. 32 seconds left of the power play. 8:35 still to go here in the first. Still looking for the game's first goal. Colorado already 10 shots on net to Chicago's 3.
Well, the importance of zone entry coming in on the power play opportunity that they've had here on the last couple inches, having difficulty. As you see, they're holding the blue line, Chicago.
Colorado will win the draw, bring it back in. Adder blasts it deep. And a horseshoe around. Left wing side fanned on. Fellmer trying to dislodge it off the kick blade. Finally pushed back to the right wing boards. Magna trying to win a board battle himself now. Kicks it into the corner. Nielsen racing in after it. Only 10 left on the power play. Up high. Over for Gushchin. Snaps a shot. That'll be gobbled up. No problem there for Primo. Now get your Pepsi 4-pack for select Colorado Eagles home games this season and receive 4 tickets and $40 in concession vouchers starting at just $120. For a full list of Pepsi 4-pack games and to purchase yours today, visit ColoradoEagles.com. A little bit of time left on this man advantage for Colorado. Their second of this first period. With the face-off, it jumps out to neutral and Barrett chases after it back into his own zone. Gundler will step out of the box, and Colorado now 0 for 2 on the power play. The Eagles did not score in their last game down in Tucson, but prior to that, they had put up 3 power play goals in their previous 2. And now Chicago back on the move. Launched in deep. It's going to drop down, right wing side. Colorado get it moving back the other direction. 2-on-2 rush. Ivan. It's got Bradley with him. Ivan will chuck it back to the left wing corner. Bradley shoulder to shoulder, but Finsori able to loosen it up. This will be clear, then this will be icing against Chicago. 7 minutes, 29 seconds left here in period number 1. Well, your thoughts on those first 2 power plays for Colorado?
You know, I think the biggest thing is, you know, you get the zone entry, but when they did have possession, you're getting some looks. But again, that net front presence, Primo's been able to see the puck, so you got to make it more difficult in front of the netminder.
And tied it. Going up against Nikita Pavlichev on the face-off dot. He'll win it back. Finds Badinka. Snaps it around him. Then by Puustinen. Bouncing puck. Back down in deep. Nielsen and Puustinen both in there. Work it free for Tynan. Keeps cycling that puck down in. Nielsen now reversing up the half wall. Collapsed down upon by Badinka. Scrape free off the wall. Now Gundler will flip it out to center ice. Taken away just as quickly and then given up. Pavlichev will drop it back. Amos Salami. Wait for his team to wrap up a change and leaves it there for Juuso Välimäki. Drives onward, looks up the ice. Now we'll cruise to the red line and dump it in, but that's from too far behind. And that is going to be icing, as it was still about a stride and a half back behind that red line. Bring the face-off all the way back down into the Chicago zone. And I'm talking to Mark Letestu earlier today. He said, you know, when you go on a long road trip like the Eagles have been on, 6 games, 13 days, you know, a lot of times people look at that first home game back as a potential trap game. You see, you know what, we've had a full week essentially of being in our own beds, getting practice time. I think that's going to help alleviate some of that.
Well, and the importance of 2 coming back home. You know you're facing an opponent here the next 4 games.
Slavin marching in down the right wing side. Trying to give that back to Unger Sorum, who gets twisted up on the right wing hash. Belted free and tracked down by Wyatt Abbott. Takes it up off the glass. Not quite out to neutral. Taken away. Välimäki has his pocket picked by Fellmer. The Eagles will course storming back up. Here comes Barre Boulay. Drop it off. Fellmer throw it back in behind the cage. Finds Megna waiting. Curls around. Leaves it. Wyatt Abbott cruises. Fires. Shrug of the shoulder will keep it out by Primo. Abare Boule going to steer it around to the right wing boards for Megna. Cross-ice pass finds Abed. Tries to spit that in towards the bottom of the circle. Picked up centering feed, intercepted, but turned back over. Now is Sean with it. Brings it across the width of the ice for Abed. Throws it towards the net. That'll be deflected on its way down. It will carry up over the glass. Brindamore able to get his stick in there. It'll take us to a media timeout. Colorado working away. Caden Primo rises to the occasion here so far as we're scoreless late in the first right here on the spot. Denver 3. Well, the AHL hits harder on FloHockey. Every game, every goal, every hit, all season long. AHL TV on FloHockey gives you access to every AHL game. Watch the Eagles, follow top prospects, and stay on top of all the action on the ice. Subscribe now to stream it all live on AHL TV on FloHockey. 5:50 remaining in the first period. Still no score between the Eagles and the Chicago Wolves. First meeting of the season between these two teams. There's now some speed coming into the zone down the right wing side. Ryan Suzuki trying to center it, broken up. Jake Wise flips it onward, finally fights it out to neutral ice, picked up by Cal Foote. Back in his own zone for the Wolves. Robidoux, drop it back for Foote once more, makes his way out to neutral, snaps it in. Brings around left wing side. Middleton able to fight that back under his glove, drops it back down, banks it up off the glass, out to neutral. Poke check free, and now Gagne will launch it in. Colorado making changes. Shots 12-3 in favor of Colorado Eagles, though 0 for 2 on the power play here in the first period of action. Nystrom on now for Valimaki up the right wing boards. It's going to spill down in behind the net to Isaac Posh. Robidoux applying that pressure on the forecheck. Taken over, though, by Colorado. Turned away. Now sent it across left wing side. Centering feed shot. And Nadeau's offering. Banks wide. Rattles back upstairs. Valimaki with it. Give it down left wing side. Dangerous top line here for Chicago. Nystrom trying to dip around Goshen. Wrench back in. Curl around right wing side. Valimaki on top of it. Smashed into it. The puck separated. Good hit there by McCarr, but a penalty coming up here. And we'll get a whistle. And McCarr going off for roughing here as he went hard into Valimaki. And I don't know if it was the initial hit, Ryan, or something that transpired after that hit, but McCarr will take a seat in the box, and Chicago will get its first power play of the night.
Well, they get tangled up there, and I think it's the additional little shot after with the official's vantage point right on top.
Yeah, and he had his stick that was stuck in the arms of Valimaki, and I think that's why some of that shoving took place. But yeah, that'll send him to the box, and Colorado will head to the kill. And they'll start out there with Megna, Felber, Middleton, and Gagne. And a power play for Chicago. 24th in the league at 17%. Now Colorado on the PK. They are 6th in the league at 83%. And Colorado's been pretty darn good this year at generating short-handed goals as well. Off the face-off, tapped upstairs. Fedzori able to skate away from some pressure. He'll dip down right wing wall. Lost the puck. Eagles will strip it away, and here comes Felber with it. Out to neutral, give it off left wing side. Trying to find Megna scooting in. Down to the corner, challenge there. Puck rolls free. Fedzori will drop it off. Finds Neuchev. Leaves it again for Fedzori. Neuchev into the zone for Gundler. Poke check, but stays alive in the attack again. Fensori. Left wing circle, centering feed. Gundler loads and fires. Good block there by Felber. But again, Colorado not able to get it cleared out. Push back down the wall. Gundler challenged by Felber, and that puck will rattle back out to neutral. Good shift there for Ty Felber. Felber hot, screaming at the referee on his way towards that bench.
Yeah, he's not happy. He thought there should have been a call there.
1 minute left on the man advantage here for the Wolves. Now Suzuki will lead the charge down the ice into the zone. Gives it across. Robidaw slithers his way. Left wing circle. Eight up top. Valimaki with it. To the top of the circle. Nadeau centering feed. Broken up. A shot to goal that will slither through. Oh boy. That one just got in between the post and Posh. Finds the back of the net. And Felix Unger-Sorum will get Chicago a 1-0 lead with 3:12 left in the first. And, well, again, Colorado, you're out shooting them 12-4, but you look at the specialty teams number, it's at least here in the early going. 0 for 2 is Colorado on the power play. Chicago 1 for 1.
Well, and that's just coming up top, a low to high play, and it's back low, and I think there's traffic in front with Sean, and Posh isn't able to pick up that rebound.
And outside, it'll be kicked out of the face-off circle on the ensuing draw. Grabbed by Cal Foots. Sent it in from the red line. Posh trying to slow it up. Got past him. Spit free, and Colorado turned it over. Guided back down and upstairs for Foot once more. Again, traffic in front of the net of Posh assembling. Dip it left wing. Long shot deflects, and that'll carry just wide. Foot pinches down. He'll keep it moving down into the corner. Tight able to sprint it free, and now Colorado back on the move. Pustin it with it. Leaves it. Nielsen cuts in, fires. And a penalty coming up here. It'll be whistled on another slash against Chicago. So if you're Colorado, you've had two opportunities, kind of get your feet wet on the man advantage. Then you go on the first kill. You give up a goal. This would be an opportune time for the Eagles to right the ship on the man advantage here. Great look there for Tristan Nielsen, who already has 17 goals on the year. Came up shaking that hand. He got swatted hard by David Gagne.
That play starts with Puustinen winning the battle on the wall, and he's able to find Nielsen, but now they get another opportunity here, Kevin, on the power play. You want to make it count.
So Gagnon in the box, rookie out of Lindenwood University. Guy who started the season in the ECHL with Greenville. The Eagles with his face-off up high. A shot fires, deflects, put back on an opportunity for Poland is cut down by Primo. He'll hold on. Just 5 seconds gone. And this is their third power play of the night for the Eagles.
Well, the right idea there. You want to have that traffic in front, but Primo's a big goaltender, and he's able to step out, track that puck on top.
And now tied it again, going to be kicked down to the face-off circle. He's out there with Barre Boulay, Poland, Puustinen, and a Sean. And now Robidaw will be showing the exit from the dot. Picked up, blitzed up, and outside the zone. Now racing back defensively, tied it, shot by Robidaw, deflects, spin back to the boards. So he picked up there by Jack Ashon. Drop pass. Barre Boulay to the center ice logo, leaves it behind for Titan. Swoops his way down left wing side, spins, goes cross ice. Runs off the skates of Barre Boulay, but that whole play fairly came in offside. We'll get a whistle. Minute 29 left on the power play for Colorado.
Close call there. Puustinen didn't think he was offside. The linesman says otherwise.
Yep. Razor
Just
thin, but could have certainly been a little bit across that line for Puustinen. Now Tynan will be thrown out of the dot again. Shot enters the zone down the left wing side as he'll chuck it in deep. Curls around right wing side. Down to the corner. Barre Boulay guides it over. Puustinen fires. Knocked down with a left leg pad by Primo. And now here comes Chicago, 2-on-1 shorthanded rush. Racing up left wing side, Seeley looking back door, and a great deck there by a Sean will shut down that effort. 1 minute left on the power play. Just over 90 seconds to go here in the first. Eagles trail 1-0. Bore Boulay leaves it for Tynan. Into the zone, right wing wall. Thump it in deep. Nobody back there for Colorado. Immediately scooped and cleared. It's going to be hung up, though, on the body of the linesman. Allows Bore Boulay to grab it. Re-enters to the right wing side. Bore Boulay up top for Tynan. Boosted into the high slot. Now Addard with it, makes his way through, fires, deflects, and goes high over the crossbar. Drops back down, Slavin will ring it around. It's going to jump up. It caught someone on that Chicago bench. That will elicit the whistle. 27 seconds left. The minor to David Gagnon, who was booked for a slash. Quality chance coming back the other way, short-handed, but again, an outstanding play for Jack Gagnon. Able to take that away.
Well, we often talk about the offense that he provides, but how well he can defend. He's just a smart player on the back end. He's able to come up with a big play.
Second on the team and a plus 16 on the year. And Tristan Nielsen, I think, confused as to where they're putting this face-off. Maybe it should have been in the offensive zone, but it will come just outside the Chicago end. 27 seconds left on the power play. Eagles after it, down the right wing boards. Nielsen ground into. Puck scooped up, Colorado collapsing in after it. Nielsen slugs it around. Left wing boards for Daniil Gushin. Tries to use the bumper. Down, bottom of the circle. Vegda. It turns it for Gushin, right back down, and that one too high. Will allow it to be cleared down the length of the ice, and that's going to just about do it. So Colorado 0 for 3 now on the power play here in the first period. A trail 1-0. Out of the box comes Gagnon. In comes Gushin with a puck. Dispossessed as this will be pushed off the boards and back out to neutral. Gagnon chucks it in. He'll wheel off for a change. Addard back there to put the grips on it. Slips back behind his netminder. Cruises ahead. Looks up the right wing boards. Finds Tynan. Into the zone. Drop pass Felleber. Right back down here deep. Tynan from Megna. Scrape free and brought ahead. Pavlichev. Backhanded over. The drop pass finds Badinka, cruising through right wing side, centering feed, deflects, it just went wide of the cage. That will bring period number 1 to a close, and Colorado rough starts in terms of specialty teams there in the opening 20, Ryan. 0 for 3 on the power play. Chicago 1 for 1.
Well, certainly something you want to get going to capitalize in those opportunities.
Yep, Colorado, some work to do, but plenty of time to do that work with 40 minutes still to be played, but Colorado playing the Wolves 1-0 after 1 here on the spot. Denver 3. First intermission here at Blue Arena in Loveland, and they visiting Chicago Wolves with a 1-0 lead on the Colorado Eagles after 20 minutes of play. Alongside Eagles team president Ryan Bott, Kevin McGlue back with you. And for Colorado, boy, you had chances, and I think that was the name of the game for Colorado there in the first period. They had them early, they had them often. They put up 15 shots there in that first period. But Colorado just not able to take advantage of those opportunities.
Well, they did have some good looks offensively and some good ones on the power play as well. But I think Primo made some big saves. But again, we talked about the importance. I thought he saw a lot of the pucks that were thrown at him. So that's going to be a big difference of making it difficult on their netminder here in the
shot
second period.
fires deflects. So chances for Colorado, but again, the answers come in the way of Caden Primo, the netminder. Colorado going 0 for 3 on the power play there in the opening 20 minutes. And then you would also have an opportunity going the way of Chicago. They only had one chance, but they made the most of it in period number 1 as you utilized a little of that traffic you were talking about. Felix Unger-Sorum with the chance here.
Well, good things happen when you get to the puck to the net, and I think that's what they did, and it came off a rebound. Came out to the side. There was some traffic in front of Posh. He wasn't able to pick up the rebound, but that's something you want to simplify if you're on the Eagles side of making sure that when you do have possession, you got to maintain patience. But again, that net front presence is going to be so important.
Yeah, we'll take a look at some of those first period stats as Colorado had some great numbers there. Again, anytime you can have 3 power plays in a period, you feel good about that. The problem is you haven't been able to figure out a way to click in on that power play. And for Colorado, you look at chances also. 15 shots as we look at them, held them to 4. But for Colorado, you had great chances on some little modified breakaways that were stymied by penalties that were taken by Chicago. But again, that led to 2 of those power plays. Specialty teams really the name of the game there in the first period. How does Colorado rectify, again, some of the issues maybe you've seen on the man advantage? Because, again, they've generated some good opportunities. And then on that PK, how does Colorado try to tighten the bolts a little bit there as well?
Well, again, I think the PK that's been red hot as of late, and that just came off a simple play. But going back to the power play, I think the zone entries, there's got to be improvement there. But when we talked about the keys and efficiency of the power play, you just have to simplify it. You got to create, just like Tristan Nielsen said, you got to get the greasy one, and that's what they're going to need to do here in the second period.
Well, speaking of Tristan Nielsen, he is standing by with the third member of our broadcast crew downstairs to Megan Angley.
All right, Tristan, you have a great chance late in that period. What were your overall thoughts?
I thought we played pretty good. When we can turn over pucks, we're going to take over the game. They're a high-paced team that wants to play fast, so they're just chipping pucks and using their speed to their advantage.
You built some momentum in the shots battle. What are you looking to see more of in the second period?
I think we can generate even more shots. I mean, we're doing well, but I think we got a lot more time than we think sometimes, and we just need to get pucks to the net because it's going to take a greasy one every once in a while.
Great. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Yeah, and again, I think Tristan Nielsen exactly right. I felt like they did play a pretty darn good first period there. Just need to find a way to break through. And for Colorado, this is not a team that's unaccustomed to having a battle back. They were down 2-0 in their last game. Heading into the third period, found a way to battle back, win 3-2.
Well, we know they have the depth in the locker room, and I think they continue to dictate the pace that we saw in that first period and move that in, make it more difficult on the forecheck too, to take away the puck, create those turnovers, and jump on the offense to get that next goal in this hockey game.
Yep, numbers look good. Just need to find that number up on the scoreboard for the Eagles as they trail 1-0 after one period. We'll bring you back, get you set for period number 2 right here on The Spot, Denver 3. All Guard Windows and Doors, Northern Colorado's premier window, door, and siding replacement company. Call today to see how we can help make your remodeling dreams a reality. All ready to roll here in period number 2 as Colorado trying to put together a little bit of a rally, down 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. Felix Unger-Sorum with his 9th goal of the season came on the power play. The 16:48 mark of that first period, the lone assist on that goal going to Justin Robidas, who is going to be representing the Chicago Wolves at the upcoming AHL All-Star game. Continues to lead the Wolves in points, now with 42 on the year. That's got it. Also back in his major junior days, won a Memorial Cup with Quebec. And that's a really talented top line when you factor in Robidas, Suzuki, and Bradley Nadeau. I mean, Nadeau was the AHL Player of the Month in January. So when that top line's out there, you got to be on your toes.
Well, that's one of the areas. And you did see them. They were noticeable in that first period. They have speed coming off the rush. So if you're Colorado, you got to be aware when they're out there.
Yeah, packed house and Rybach. This is become a very, very customary sight here. Tremendous fan support. And for Colorado, hoping down the road to maybe expand the footprint a little bit here in northern Colorado. And seeing some of the renderings of a potential new arena. Very, very exciting stuff here.
Oh, it is. And it's something that's been long awaited, and for our fans especially. And then you have the 8,600 seat arena, but as well the 3 additional ice sheets for youth hockey. And that's so important, much needed here. But that is something exciting, and we can't wait to get in there.
Boy, you just think about the way that youth hockey has exploded, not only in northern Colorado, but up and down the Front Range. And some of the opportunities that that portion of the project could really help to fulfill. Just amazing stuff for young hockey players up and down the Front Range.
It really is, and you touched on it, growing the game. And it's one of the fastest growing NCYH, it's one of the fastest growing youth hockey programs in Colorado right now. So that's something that's much needed. We need more ice, and that's definitely going to answer that.
Well, the fans have been the best in the AHL, ECHL, Central Hockey League prior to that even. We'll continue to pack the house here at Blue Arena. Great home ice advantages. Colorado going to bring in the attacking zone back behind the nets. Alex Boré-Boulet trying to shake off some pressure from Valimaki. To be wrenched back around, trying to push it upstairs, but taken away by Suzuki. Threads it onward now to the left wing boards. Nadeau played into the corner. Eagles able to strip it away. Middleton trying to get it moving. Got through the legs of Felleber. This will trickle all the way back down to the Wolves zone. Taken away just as quickly by Nistro. Onward, deflected. That's going to rise up and out of play. Trying to thump it into the attacking end. Colorado, again, you see the numbers in terms of shots in that first period, 15 for Colorado. And on the flip side, defensively, you held Chicago to 4. Now, albeit one of them found the back of the nets. But, for Colorado, you did a lot of things really, really well there in the opening 20 minutes. Certainly lots to build upon.
Well, that's one of the areas that Coach Letestu said, we've got to play with structure. And it's one thing to defend hard. And we saw that in the first period. They had several good looks. Primo was able to answer, but that's what they're going to have to continue on, getting pucks to the net here in this second period.
Puck dumped in, charge it after it, tied it, rings around and taken away by Josiah Slavin. Jams on the brakes, moves it along now. Fitzori, left wing, bursts it over to the right wing board, skips up and out to neutral ice. Brindamore after it. It's the grips on it and fans on it. It's going to roll towards the crease, played free by Primo. Centering effort, nobody home, taken away, and back up Chicago. Guided back down it along the inboards. Shaw trying to ward off pressure there from Gundler. Still tripped up in Colorado. Strip it loose once more. Poke check from behind. This will rattle down the right wing boards. Posted in. Chasing after it. And Sorry first one there though. Rolls it ahead. Finds Unger-Sorum, who has that goal back in the first period. Dances inside of the cage. That may have wrung off the mask of Posh. The Eagles will hunt it down. Feel it back in behind. Find Ronnie Addard. Up the wall. Taylor McCarr. Stripped away by Foot. Throws it in. Glove down. Barron's back after it. It's rink wide for his defensive partner in Addard. Locked up with the red line. Unger-Sorum couldn't hold on. And now Ivan swooshing back in his own zone and lay it there for Sean Barrett, long pass up the boards, nobody home, taken away. Foots springing across the width of the ice, out to neutral. Taken away by Colorado. McCarr with it, builds up speed, makes his way into the zone. McCarr, but that was just offside. Tangled up there at the blue line. Let's get you a look at the Pacific Division standings. Brought to you by Rocky Mountain Rebuilders, keeping Northern Colorado driving forward with trusted auto body paint and repair. And there you see it, Colorado first in the Pacific Division, and a 4-2 road trip that they just came off of against teams like Bakersfield, Coachella Valley, and back-to-back wins against Tucson Roadrunners. That'll help in that process.
And it certainly does, especially coming home, and that's one of the things you have to look at is taking care of business here in these next 2 games.
You don't get any nights off in the Pacific Division of the AHL. A bad weekend can really change things for you as Wise trying to shovel it forward. Too far behind Poland. Keep it moving on the cycle, brought back up the wall. Going on the brakes, chip back down as Bradley trying to keep it moving. Poland up towards the blue line, trying to smash that free with the skate. Grabbed it tight. Wise drags it in. A shot. Had a stick lifted from behind there by Hamo Salami. Yeah, this will be shot and held on to as Middleton giving himself a look there. Primo, who was busy in the first period, comes up with another stop for the Wolves.
Right idea. You want to activate your defense, and the shot comes through there. But again, Primo, no traffic in front. One of the areas you got to get bodies to the net.
Get another look at that chance for Jake Wise. Again, right place, right time. And Hamo Salami with a good defensive effort there, trying to just keep him at bay.
Very close to getting a call there as he reaches in.
Face-off stays in the Chicago zone. Ahmed bumps it down, right wing boards. Barre Boulay, rink wide pass. Sean with it, long shot, deflects, goes wide. Barre Boulay will pick it up. Brings it up the half boards to the high slot. Another shot to the blocker, stop by Primo. Turned over, zip back down in deep. Ends up play there for a shot. Felibert leaves it for Megna, weaves his way. Send it back door in tight, backhand shot, save. What a chance there, and Primo, a beautiful stop. Able to keep it out of the back of the net. Barre Boulay. He'll go rink wide one more time to the left wing boards. Felibert gets away from some defensive efforts there as he'll put it in tight. It's going to slip through and wide, and now back with numbers come the Wolves. Charge it in to Doe. Rink wide pass, shot to the save by Posh is Robida. Point blank opportunity, and Posh his best save so far of the night.
Well, changing chances at both ends of the ice, and that's Posh's biggest save of this hockey game, as he's able to move from left to right and get the blocker on that.
We're going to look at that chance in tight right there for Jack Shaw. Just trying to lift that backhander. Primo again with the answer.
Well, and right idea. If you want to beat a goaltender, you have to get him moving. Primo's able to seal the lower portion of the ice on that one. Very patient in there tonight.
Faceoff going to stay in the Colorado zone after that stop from Posh. To set the puck careening up out of play. Off the draw, quick shot to the save by Posh. Gundler with an opportunity right off the faceoff. Not quite 4 minutes gone here in the second period of play. Well, Jack Ashon has had himself a heck of a season and spent some time up in the NHL as well with the Avalanche. 28 points. Ronnie leads all Eagles defensemen. He's fourth among all AHL defensemen, period, with 28 points. Those 28 points, though, have come in just 32 games that he has played heading into tonight's contest.
Not only a puck-moving, but offensive-minded defenseman. You see him carry the puck up the ice so many times.
Long shot deflects, just goes wide. Oh, good presence there in tight for Brindamore. This will be fired wide of the cage, chasing after it, Gagné. Able to get it moving out to neutral, runs up off the skates of McCarr. Whistled the other way. This will be icing against the Wolves. 15:55 left here in the second period. And, well, you talked about, getting traffic in front of the nets of Primo. And, for Chicago, whether it was their goal that came from Unger Sorum or the chance that we saw just moments ago, just trying to utilize some traffic. There's a look at that 2-on-1 rush down the ice. Great save for Posh. But Chicago, they've been held to 7 shots up to now, but a lot of those opportunities are with bodies in front of the crease.
Well, they do, and they've done a good job so far in this hockey game. And that came off their first goal on the power play by simply just camping bodies out front.
Donovan crashing after it down to the corner, picked up. Nielsen weaves his way, fires, rang it off the post. Over as this will be slugged back down in deep. Nielsen trying to thump it in tight, and that'll be gathered in as it rolled along the blue paint. Primo will slam it shut. Get a whistle.
Again, the right idea, get the puck in those areas. Primo's able to have an active stick. We've seen that a few times here tonight as well. There's that play.
Almost off balance as he let that go and still rang it just off the bar.
And a quick release. You step out on top there. He had Primo beat on that one.
Colorado will keep that line out there. Nielsen tied it and boosted it. Tied slugs it upstairs. Haddard, high slot traffic in front. Fires! Just sent it high and wide. Rebound will be popped wide. Picked up, tied it. Shot that hits off two different bodies. This will be sent back out to neutral. Beautiful outlet pass. Cutting in tight, and a penalty coming up here. Rebound is free. Stuffed home. Oh, a battle for it after the initial stop, but it's tucked into the back of the net. And that looked like Dominic Badinka. Yes, indeed, the 20-year-old rookie. Able to tuck that home. That's a guy who's a second-round pick of Carolina, the 24 NHL entry draft. And now all of a sudden, Colorado find themselves down 2-0 here in the second period.
Well, you see here, quick little play in. And then it looks a broken play, and it looked, Posh had it sealed there. He just loses his footing at the last attempt to get that puck just over the goal line.
Well, it looked like Badinka was almost able to force his leg across
exactly
the goal line.
Crashing in that.
That was Badinka's third chance at trying to put that in, and finally to get it across that goal line. But now Colorado, the hole goes a little deeper here, down by a pair. Knocked back down, in along the end wall, swept up the boards. Fought back out to neutral, collected, and back come the Wolves. Now Sean hauled down, no call, play rolls on as Ivan will kick it forward. Daniil Gushchin into the zone, down the right wing side. Play it in. Ivan. And step in front of it, loosen up, brought back the other way. Neuchev for Unger Sorum in tight. A shot denied as Sean hustling back defensively. Neuchev with it now on the right wing edge. Gushchin trying to lift the stick, centering feed, picked up backhand shot and a blocker save. And that will send it up and out of play as Cal Foote with a look there. So, Dominic Badinka picking up his 5th goal of the year. And that was a play that, again, it looked like as we could look at that chance for Foote. Looking for his 4th of the season. Now, that was a play there where there was a penalty upcoming as Vierling was racing through, got himself an opportunity. Tynan was working on him defensively. The referee put up his arm, but boy, that puck just was thrown to the wide side post. Badinka able to finish it off there. And Gagné from his own zone. Outlet pass too far behind Poland. And this will be icing against Colorado. First even strength tally of the evening as Chicago's first goal came back in the first period on the power play. So Chicago scoring late in the first, early in the second.
Well, and they've had chances here in the second. A little more time and space in the D zone as you saw on that last play. So you want to defend and tighten things up in your own zone.
Upstairs with it. Valabanki bats it over. This will be sent back down to the left wing corner. Unger Sorum smashed into there by Middleton. Gagné helping out. Bradley trying to pull it loose off the boards. Still caught up. Well, snagged by Middleton. He'll rope this around, trying to find Chase Bradley. On free and out to center ice. Now Wise driving his way onward. Into the zone through a trio of Wolves. And the puck will spill to the corner. Picked back up by Chicago. Long outlet pass. Vierling with it. Gives it off left wing wall. Unger Sorum jams on the brakes. Trying to go cross slot. Picked off. Poland flips it ahead, but that was turned over. Now shot back down to deep. Pavlichev wedged down to the plate. Good effort there. Chase Bradley. Abbott with it into the attacking end. Abbott tries to steer it back over left wing side. Hit off a set of skates and now battled for. Wise bumps it up top. Over one-timer, a shot, blocked in front, gets his own rebound. Sail it back down to the right wing corner. Bradley throws on the brakes once again, looking for options. Cross-ice pass, deflects, jumps up back in behind the net, scooped up there by Felleber. Colorado making some changes in the attacking zone as Felleber guides it around to the right wing side. Robida working away. Eagles after it. Picked up, but a shot, shallow angle shot at the outside of the net. Picked up by Cal Foote. Will level that free and get it moving now for the Wolves. Onward, Seeley with it on his tape. Chucks it in. Arcs around behind the net of Posh. Blistered back upstairs. Forced back down here deep. The right wing hash. Badinka first one there. Chipped down and now. Megna a chance. Racing in. Megna between the circle shot. Scores! Jason Megna puts his foot on the gas. Cuts to the net and gets his 21st goal of the year.
You want your top players to make a difference, as you saw the fearless leader there, as he gets just enough step on the defender. He's able to come in and a nifty little move as he puts that right between the blocker, the body. What a shot.
And Megna, who has eclipsed the 20-goal mark for the third time in his AHL career, gets his 34th point. Well, you look at his last 21 games, 15 goals, 7 assists for the captain.
Wow, and what he brings to the table game in and game out, you see that there. We've seen it time and time again this season, his ability to put the puck in the net.
Colorado has cut the deficit in half. A 2-1 game as Colorado going to ice the puck, and you felt like the Eagles were just in need of a jolt of life. And in any form that could come, because again, just trying to chip away, getting shots towards the net. Now 18 in the contest, but nothing cooking on the scoreboard. Well, that has changed everything right there as Megna is 21st of the year.
Well, that's a big goal. It's all about the momentum swings, as we just saw there. You're down 2, and you're able to score a big goal.
Posh going to stop it as that one rolled towards his crease. We'll get another face-off back in that same circle. And it will also take us to immediate timeout. Jason Megna able to take advantage of a little misplayed puck. Went racing down the ice. Flew towards the crease and beat Primo. It's a 2-1 game here on the spot. Denver 3.
Welcome back. That's Jason Megna putting the Eagles within 1, now in striking distance, his 21st of the year. In talking about him earlier and players that can play in those high-intensity, high-pressure moments, I wanted to highlight Sean Behrens. He rejoins the team on this past road trip. He gets the game winner against Bakersfield and picks up an assist on the OT winner in Tucson over that series sweep last weekend. Behrens has 2 national titles to his name, and in asking Letestu about what stands out in his game, he says he is such a competitor. That is a player that the Eagles are going to be leaning on to climb back in this one.
Yep, and again, Colorado, you know, they've got a lot of depth, as you talked about. Long shot here, that's going to be broken up. But you know, the Eagles have found ways to put up multiple goals in a single period on many occasions. As this outlet pass chased after by Puustinen, centering feed, that one a little too hot to handle. But you know, Colorado put up 2 goals in the third period in their last outing against Tucson. The third period snapshot. Whistled high over the crossbar will carry. Slavin swings it back in behind the net. And again, it's not just a one-line show for Colorado. There's no question up and down those 4 lines. And you know, fourth line in particular has been very, very good at generating offense as of late for Colorado.
Well, and that's exactly what you need. We've seen it in this season, the depth in secondary scoring that they have in this lineup.
Wolves send it in from the red line. Middleton after it. Tracks it down back in behind the net. Some help there from Gagné. Taken away, Unger Sorup upstairs, and that will get past Fensori. Dribbles down in deep. Badinka steal it away, put it in tight, deflects, big hop, puck is loose, but fed free. Back to the wall, thump back down the boards, glove down, and this will be guided out to neutral. Picked up, and a snapshot deflects, hits high off the in-wall glass. Badinka, right wing corner. Ground into by Middleton, puck dislodged. Collected again by Chicago. Unger Sorum to the high slot. Kicked free and scooped up. Megna will charge onward. No numbers. To the right wing side. Megna, snapshot. Whistled it wide of the short side post. Ricochets out to neutral. Now, rink wide pass. This will be fed in deep by Wyatt Obbitz. Primo to play it behind the net. Gives it off and move quickly ahead. Bradley Nadeau, reigning AHL Player of the Month. Send it across. Going to hop in and ricochet off that curved partition of glass. 10:18 left here in the second period, and what is now a 2-1 Chicago lead. Boy, that puck was just popping around on the side of the crease. Barre Boulay was right there, but heads up play, able to get that push back to the boards for the Wolves.
Well, it's that net front drive, but it's also the initial shot. Get it on net as they come with real good look.
We're going to do this all over again. Eagles now with Gushin, Ivan, and Makar out there, joined by Obbitz and Ashawn back defensively. Going to carry back deep into the Wolves zone. Primo tees it up in behind the nets. Leave it for Foot. The first round pick of Tampa Bay. Colorado strip it free. Hard working effort by Makar in behind the nets. The Eagles trying to win it back. Gushin in the midst of all of it. Makar up in and play rolls on. Gushin trying to center it. Popped loose. Back out to neutral ice. Colorado will track it down. Hobbit onward. Robidaw had it momentarily, but turns it over. Here comes Ivan. Darts in. Right wing circle. Backhand shot. Kick save. And a rebound booted into the corner. Floated back out through neutral ice. No icing here. Chased down by Robidaw. Looking for Suzuki. Puck will be gloved down though by Gushin. He'll take it over for Colorado. 9.5 left here in the second, and Colorado down 2-1. Puck rolls free. It'll be snapped up. Fensori. Outlet pass into the zone. Drop it back. Quick one-timer right into the glove of Posh. Nice stop there for the Colorado netminder. Well, catch the official Colorado Eagles podcast with hosts Megan Angley and Jesse Montano of Guerrilla Sports, your go-to source for all-access Eagles coverage. Make sure to tune in bi-weekly by following Guerrilla Sports on social.
Well, real good save by Posh there. He's able to come across. His feet are set.
And a great outlet pass to spring all of that down into the Colorado zone. Now brought in. Valimaki's shot. That'll go wide to the short side post. Kept alive in the zone and whistled back around. Going to run back out. Unger Sorup chasing after it back in his own zone. Put the grips on it. Move it across the width of the ice. Right back for Felix Unger Sorup. Got a goal in this one. Rimmed in deep. Curls around up the left wing wall. Brought in tight shot. Gagnon had that broken up with a block in front. And now Wise on the move. Out to neutral. Harass from Gagnon. Chuck it back down into the corner. In behind the nets. Ring it around left wing side. Scooped and fired towards the net. Saved by Primo. Rebound jumps around. Back it along the in wall. Bradley in there. Centering effort broken up by Gagnon and out to neutral ice. The Eagles trying to reconvene. The puck still free. Under Sorup. Worked that over in front of his own bench. Then taken away by Sean Barretts. Up the ice, deflected in by Wise. He'll tear off for a change. Barre Boulay tried to center it. Instead, kick back in along the inboards. Now Adderto pinched out. Stays with it, rings it across, intercepted, brought back out. Unger Sorup set it in, then hop over the boards. Change out personnel on the Chicago side. Sean Barretts lugs it forward, get off right wing wall this time for Ty Felber into the zone. He swooped through the right wing side, centering feed, and a shot there broken up. Right to chance there for Magnus centers it again. Another shot kicked away by Primo as Felleber gets an opportunity. Now Addard with it, loads and fires. Blocked down, caught up in some gear, picked up high. Ahmed, toe drag, fires, put back, rang off the post. What a chance there for Barre Boulay. Eagles back up high. Centering feed, bounces loose. Slavin with it now, taps it onward. Spilled out deep in the Colorado zone. And Colorado, again, you're talking about just trying to get pucks towards the net. The Eagles doing a good job of that. Get some rebound chances as well.
Well, real good sustained pressure. Getting in on the forecheck, I think that's been the big difference here in this second. Making it difficult, getting those loose pucks. As you saw, they had several chances on that last shift.
Barre Boulay with a serve that up. Nifty move though by Wyatt. Ahmed to the putback just off.
And again, the right idea. Good shot just off the mark, but it's the rebound that pops up, and Barre Boulay unable to get the handle on it.
So the face-off remains in the Colorado zone. Colorado now with Tynan, Nielsen, and Puustinen out there, along with Gagne and Middleton back defensively. Stairs, it'll carry. Foot. Swing it over to the left wing wall. Robidas lost the handle. It's going to carry all the way back down the other way. Force Primo to come out and play it in the trapezoid. Immediately snaps it over right wing side. Out to neutral ice. Gagne trying to win it back. Could not do so. Robidas centering feed. Bounces loose. Taken over by Middleton. Threads it forward with a backhand, but kicked it alive. Stays in the zone. So he whistled up off the glass. Going to be thumped down in deep. And it's going to be icing against Colorado. 6:37 left here in period number 2. Shots now at a 2-1 pace in favor of Colorado. 22-11. So look at Ty Felleber, brand new dad. Congratulations to Felleber, who's having another really solid season this year. Had 22 goals, 22 assists last year. And he's been very good shorthanded. One of the best unified in the league. Already 3 shorthanded goals this season for Ty Felleber.
And he's a player that comes out and gives it his 100% effort every night. A leader on and off the ice for this team. And he's put into a lot of situations too. And he's always has the ability to respond.
Now fans and players both getting a little impatient with the linesman right now. And they're going to toss Robidas from the face-off circle. Nope, just a warning there off the icing. Stand corrected. Brought back up high, brought over the blue line. Long shot. That'll be whistled on the offside. With just about 6.5 left here in period number 2. Colorado has surrendered a goal here in the second period, but they have come back and scored one of their own. And that goal came just 2 minutes, 51 seconds after the Badinka tally. Jason Megna creating a turnover out at center ice. Turned on the speed, and again, that's a guy who's in his 14th year of professional hockey, 36 years of age, and Megna still fleet of foot out there. 21 goals now in the year for the captain. Eagles trying to feather it ahead, take it away. Now Unger Sorum will dial it back down the wall. Ivan. Addard both in there. Pavlichev to the blue line, finds a man waiting. Back down the boards. Upstairs, brought across. Eastrom will make his way back in behind the net, circles it around to the right wing boards. Valimaki stripped away, but it's going to run all the way down the ice otherwise. Gushchin is off all alone, headed towards the net of Primo. Instead, Caden Primo played free to the wall. Picked up Gushchin to the high slot with it now. Loads and fires, and that'll go into the glove of Primo. He'll squeeze tight. We'll get a whistle. 5:46 remaining, second period. Colorado is called back within 1. It's 2-1 Chicago. Here in the second, right here on the spot. Denver 3. The Eagles and USA Hockey have teamed up for a very special event coming up Saturday, February 21st with the USA Hockey Night. Together we grow the game, a full day of events, including Try Hockey Free at the Greeley Ice House, unique merchandise, and special guest gold medalist Jim Craig will drop the ceremonial first puck. For a full list of activities and merchandise, visit ColoradoEagles.com. And that merchandise is incredible, Ryan Bach. The sweaters look amazing. And boy, how about that? Jim Craig, the goaltender from the Miracle on Ice team, going to be here to drop the puck. Just a special evening coming up on the 21st.
Miracle on Ice legend, and what a celebration for the entire Northern Colorado hockey community for that night.
Colorado down by 1, but time to work with here in the second period as this puck will be fired out through neutral ice back into the Eagles' end. Fish free by a shot. Chased by Robidon, drops it off. Comet with it now. Follows it forward to neutral ice. Bradley. Keep it moving. Wise spins and sends it in. Goes around to the left wing side. Good collision there. Chase Bradley throwing the shoulder. Picks it up. Spins and now looks for options. Through the left wing circle. A shot. Kick save Primo. Collected up high and sent back in deep. Wise will get to it. Left wing boards. In behind the net for Bradley. Gonna get away from Badinka. He does. Drop it down left wing boards. Sean swoops in. Centering feed looking for Wise. Pressed into. Moves it along to the blue line. Back down the boards. Wise again with it. Loads and fires. In and out of the glove, but smashed down along the ice by Primo. He's Colorado over 20 shots in this hockey game already. It's interesting. You look at shots on goal. Now 23-11 in favor of Colorado, but shots here the second. Slight edge for the Eagles, 8-7.
Wow. But they continue. Again, you want to get right there, another good play to winning the battles, and I think that's a big part of, you got to be physical, you got to win the puck battles, and as a result, one of the biggest areas you're seeing is more net drives and traffic in front of Primo.
Face off will come to the right. Primo. Magna in to take the face off, going up against Skylar Brindamore. Quick shot off the draw, goes wide. Chance there for Bore Boulay. Knocks around, give it off. Magna, bottom of the circle, stays with it. Upstairs for Gagny. Sail it in deep. Felber trying to keep it moving on the cycle. Bore Boulay twisted up in behind the net to Primo. Trying to skate free, but taken away by Roland Seeley. Break wide pass in transition out through center ice, chucked in deep. Pasha hold it up. Trying to get it moving out, caught behind the net a bit. Rotates around, up the boards it travels. Zip back around the other way. Bore Boulay chasing after it. Brindamore had it but taken away. Now Megna to the red line and into the zone. Megna hands it off. Felber loads and fires, blocked down, rebound. Challenge for the right wing side. Addard keeps it alive in the attacking zone. Laid in behind the nets. Cal Foot, first one there. Slugs it around and out to neutral. Eagles will track it down. Barons with it. Fresh off the bench comes Pustin. Weaves his way back to his own blue line. Looks onward, left wing side. Barons slugging in deep. Pustin. The right wing corner and upstairs. Addard with it. High slot, long shot. That'll go well wide. Looking for a tip in front. Puck will be scooped away by Chicago. Under Sorum, followed out to neutral, is tying it up with it. Snaps it across and finds Addard. Swish it down to the right wing side. Valimaki picks it up. Sends a spinning puck out through neutral ice. Grabbed by Tynan. Curls around. Drops it back, finds Pustin and waiting. Enters the zone, Pustin to the slot, fires, gets his own rebound in, tight shot, still loose, scores! Hops home! Batted by Tynan, and Colorado is tied it at 2.
Another response, and that starts with Pustin, and he makes a great move to get that puck into that area, but it's the secondary effort by Tynan as he's able to bat that puck into the net to tie this game at 2.
TJ Tynan, 28 assists on the year. One of the best to ever do it in the AHL in terms of generating helpers. Right there, gets his 3rd goal of the season. And boy, oh boy, scored a big goal for Colorado out in Bakersfield back on January 23rd, their latest road trip. And right there, when the Eagles needed an equalizer. He found it for him. Colorado playing down right wing wall, and all of a sudden this game's even up. Back out to neutral ice. Fired in. It'll be kicked off the right leg pad of Posh and up out of play with 2:41 left here in the second period. Valtteri Puustinen will pick up the assist on that goal. Puustinen, his 21st helper, 29th point of the season. And boy, a great play. And again, it's one thing to find the puck in midair. It's another thing to make contact and put it past the netminder.
Well, and that's coming off initial block, but Puustinen sticks with it. He's able to get the second rebound, and it's Tynan as it comes off the leg pad of Primo. He's able to capitalize.
Colorado moving out to neutral ice. Just ran away from McCarr, stays alive. Played back for Taylor McCarr once more. Worked on it on the left wing side by Finsori. Slugged free and down the right wing wall. Ivan looking to keep it hemmed in. And Middleton assisting in that effort. Jumps up into the air. Badinka, though, first one to gain control. Snaps it around. Got past Gagne as that one just came off his tape. Looking to make his way down the boards with speed. Said Colorado will start again back at their own blue line. Ivan has it on his tape. Plays it in. Curls around to the right wing side. Gushin scurries after it. Badinka cracks it down. Going to hand that off and lugged out to neutral ice. Down the right wing side. Into the zone. Snapshot saved by Posh. Cutler the chance there from that right wing dot. And Posh up to the task. Well, Colorado is the home of hockey. Now, the NCAA Men's Ice Hockey Regional. It returns to Blue Arena. Coming up March 27th and 29th. Don't miss this chance to see the best in college hockey right here at Blue Arena. Visit bluefcuarena.com. Get your tickets today. Always an exciting event, and just over a month away. It's always exciting to see who's going to be here and those great college hockey teams that'll be skating on this ice coming up in just over a month.
Well, the importance for their games. I know DU has got back-to-back against CC here tonight and tomorrow.
Face-off grab. Send it across for Robidoux. Challenged nicely by Poland. Move it up, and Wise, so he's going to be able to force it just across that blue line. Colorado will break it up. Bradley leaves it off for Middleton. Now Gagne with it. Versus course, and back up the ice he'll travel. Gets to the red line and fires it in. Wise in after it. Left wing side. Crashes into his man. Colorado making changes. That'll allow the Wolves to pick it up. Just as quickly, it's turned back over. Colorado on the move. Wise snaps it across. Too far in front of Poland. Gets there. Chip it around left wing side. Barre Boulay couldn't keep it alive. And now back come the Wolves with some speed down the right wing side. Drop pass Suzuki. Rings it across. Wise will play it off the wall. Back out to neutral. Foot just taps it onward. Colorado will intercept. Hobbit spins away from pressure there from Suzuki. Played around the boards, taken away. Nadeau with it, side of the cage, looking back door, bouncing puck, and fielded by Hobbit. Oh boy, almost a carbon copy of what we saw with Tynan just minutes ago on the other end. And now Colorado trying to win back possession another time. Nadeau, shoulder to shoulder there with Middleton, less than 60 to go. This puck will be pushed out to the red line, fielded by Felleber. Banks it down the right wing boards. Here comes Magna through the circle, back door, shot, scores! Alex Barre Boulay, Colorado on top for the first time here tonight.
Another one where they're able to capitalize on a turnover. You see Magna, the heads-up play, gets the puck right across tape to tape, and that's in the back of the net. What a play by Barre Boulay on the finish.
A beautiful dish, and Jason Magno get his second point of the night. Barre Boulay comes into tonight third among all AHL skaters with 43 points, make it 44 on the year. His 15th goal of the season for a guy who played his 400th AHL game last Saturday against the Roadrunners down in Tucson.
Not a goal scorer's goal, go to the net, as you saw there.
And that coming with less than a minute to play. This will be rimmed in deep. LaShawn after it. Guided free. Picked up Brindamore. Play behind the cage. Looking for Slavin. Shoved there by a Shawn. Out down to the corner. Gagne working away. Still tied up. Brindamore. Pick it up. Tied it on to him. Force it back in behind the cage. And that's going to do it. Quick shot. And that went into the back of the nets, but the period had expired. Referee will wave it off. Fensore took a stick to the face. And I don't know if the referee saw that or not. But yeah, that was right in front of our vantage point here, the press box at Blue Arena, Ryan, and he got popped. Hopefully Fensore, who's a fantastic defenseman and a third-year pro out of Boston University, will be okay. I would suspect he will, but that's got a sting, and we'll see if they discuss this or not, see if anyone saw anything. I think they're going to take a look to see when the goal went in. Just from what we saw here, that had come to a conclusion prior to that goal being scored from our look on the monitor here. So I would be very surprised if this was granted to the Wolves.
Well, they're going to take a look at it.
Here's a look, and don't have the clock here just yet, but yeah, a shot there, and Fensore got popped as he delivered that.
Now it comes down to where was the clock? As those seconds were winding down.
Yeah, and I really think that was, and we'll get a look at it here. Yeah, that had expired well prior to that puck. I think even landing on the stick of Fensore, let alone Fensore putting that into the back of the net. Nevertheless, dangerous chance there late in that second period. We'll wait for the official ruling here as the two referees taking a look at that, Grady Hamilton and Nick Isaacson. And would be surprised, based on what we saw with the timing of the clock, if we did see a goal awarded here. And here comes the referee. We'll see if he makes the official indication. No goal, and that's the right call. I don't know if we'll see a penalty on what transpired with Fensore taking a high stick or not. And yes, now we see Pustinen's name up on the clock with a 2-minute minor next to him. But nevertheless, Colorado, how about that? Down 2-0 in that second period. They roared back. They're up 3-2.
Well, showing resiliency once again, and it starts with their captain. And he's able to not only score the big goal, but he sets up the go-ahead goal.
2 points in that second period for Jason Megna, including a goal, his 21st of the season. Tallies also for TJ Tynan and Alex Borre-Boulay. The Eagles skate to the second intermission, still on top. 3-2 here on the spot. Denver 3. Well, what a difference 20 minutes can make as Colorado was down 1-0 after the first period. When they found themselves down 2-0 at one point in the second. They stormed back with 3 straight goals, and Colorado now with a 3-2 lead on Chicago after 40 minutes of play. Back inside Blue Arena, along with Eagles team president Ryan Bach, Kevin McClue with you. And well, for Colorado, boy, you're down 1-0, and all of a sudden things look even more grim as they give up an early goal off the tape of Dominic Bedinka.
Wow, and that's the way to start, but you're down 2, and I think it's the response they get. And that starts with their leadership, and Jason Magna is able to cut the lead in half. And from there, I really thought they found their momentum and rhythm in that second period.
Now Magna with the big-time goal after forcing that turnover. And then T.J. Tynan, a guy that racks up assists, comes up with a big one here.
And again, we talked about it, just making it more difficult. And that's what happens when you get those net drives. It comes off a rebound. You have that secondary opportunity, and Tynan's able to bat it home.
Time really ticking down. Magna back at it this time, finding Alex Barre-Boulet.
And that's what a feed. And then again, that burst of speed we've seen from Magna in this hockey game, but even better pass, and what a finish by Barre-Boulet.
Now, 2-point period for the captain, Jason Magna, and Alex Barre-Boulet. 44 points, puts him up close to the top of the AHL's leaderboard. And Colorado, again, that's 2 of their veteran leaders, particularly up front, 2 of their biggest point generators in Magna and Barre-Boulet. And we'll get a look at some of the numbers there through 2 periods of play. Again, Colorado getting their opportunities, 26 shots. 0 for 3 on the power play. That was an issue we saw all back in the first period of action. But for Colorado, they're going to have to start period number 3 on the penalty kill. 4-minute double minor for a high sticking to Valtteri Puustinen right at the end of period number 2.
Well, yeah, you're going to need your penalty kill to respond here, especially after you're down 2. Now you had the head goal. So I thought in the second period, they did a much better job getting pucks in. I thought their forecheck and pressure, they were able to get some good cycles in. And as a result, you get 3 big goals in that second frame.
Yeah, man, that's a Chicago power play that's already 1 for 1 here on the evening. As we welcome in the 3rd member of our broadcast team down at rinkside level, it is Megan Angley. And one thing we saw on that go-ahead goal that's given Colorado this 3-2 lead, the undeniable chemistry between Alex Barre-Boulet and Jason Magna.
You typically see a lot of changing of the lines at the American League level. It can be hard to find consistency, but Coach Letestu has kept Barre-Boulet and Magna together so much this season, and it's that kind of a play that you see exactly why. Barre-Boulet comes with a body of work that points to him being a natural-born goal scorer, but he's so much more dimensional than that too. He obviously has the high puck skill, but he's willing to get his hands dirty, come up with retrievals, he's slippery through traffic, and then a play like that, you see how the high puck skill complements a player like Magna. And shout out to Felber through the neutral zone, protecting the puck and that angled outlet to get the play going. That's a line with a lot of chemistry, and you can see exactly why Letestu likes to keep it together.
Yeah, no doubt about that. That's a great point, Megan, about Ty Felber, again, being a big component of that, and that has been just a consistent line for the Colorado Eagles with Felber, Barre-Boulet, and Jason Magna. They came up big towards the conclusion of that second period. We'll have the 3rd coming up next, right here on The Spot, Denver 3. just about set to drop the puck on period number 3 here in Loveland and Colorado. On top of the Chicago Wolves 3-2 through 40 minutes of action. Jason Megna, a goal and an assist. Also goals for TJ Tynan, Alex Bourret-Boulay. While Terry Puustinen, Ty Felleber also with assists. 40 minutes of play. Let's get you a look at tonight's AHL scoreboard update presented by Orthopedic and Spine Center of the Rockies. Henderson jumping out to a 1-0 lead against a very good Coachella Valley team. Tucson on the road, 5-3 advantage in Calgary. Abbotsford and San Jose scoreless. And Ryan, it's interesting. I mean, that's an Abbotsford team that won the Calder Cup last year. They lost a lot of pieces, there's no question about it, including guys that have made their way up to the NHL since that point. But Abbotsford right now, last place in the Pacific, 15-25, 3-3.
Well, and that's one of the things. They had a heck of a hockey club last season. We saw it firsthand. They were able to go on to win the Calder Cup, but one thing to get to the top, it's tough to stay there.
Former Eagles head coach Greg Cronin, the Iowa Wild, with a 5-2 win on the road at Rockford. And Colorado just about ready to roll. And boy, they're going to be tasked with a big challenge early in this one, as Colorado will start period number 3 on the penalty kill. A 4-minute double minor assist to Valtteri Puustinen for high sticking. Just as time had expired, an opportunity from the side of the net from Dominic Fensori, and he was able to put it in the back of the net. Time had expired though, but right after he put it in, it took a high stick to the face. He was down in a heap, and the officials discussed it after the horn had sounded. When it was all said and done, they dole out that 4-minute double minor. And Colorado now facing a power play for the Wolves. It's already 1-for-1 on the man advantage here tonight. They scored back in the first.
Well, a big task, and they got to get the penalty kill going here, and it's all about the details. They have to get a response.
Isaac Posh, 11 saves on 13 shots. Caden Primo, 23 saves on the 26 that he has faced. Face off at the red line. Eagles will drop it back, bank it off the boards. Felleber with it. The chip it the rest of the way in as Primo sets it up behind the nets. Robida leave it behind. Valimaki toes it out to neutral ice, spins and drops it back. Suzuki for Robida. Right wing boards, that's going to come in offside. We'll get a whistle. Trying to find Unger Sorum, who scored that power play goal back in the first period. Minute of madness well underway here at Blue Arena. Fans on their feet for the first minute of the third period.
Enjoying an entertaining hockey game so far. On their feet, as you said, the minute of madness. Nothing better.
Valimaki from his own zone works it over for Robida. Down the right wing wall, Unger Sorum gets it in, sends it back behind the nets. Ring it around and clear 200 feet down the ice. Chasing after it. Ty Felleber make that chase. Bradley will go crashing into Valimaki. Scooped up. Nadeau with it. Reigning AHL player of the month. Now drops it for Suzuki and back for Nadeau. Rink wide pass. Fielded there by Unger Sorum to keep it moving on the cycle. Behind the cage, Suzuki flips it across left wing side and up high. Valimaki. Unger Sorum, puck comes free, back to the boards. Couldn't get to it in time. Now in tight, backhand shot. Oh, may have caught the iron. Rolls back up high. Give it over left wing side, top of the circle. Side of the cage, Nadeau finds a man waiting out back for Bradley Nadeau. His shot just goes wide. Rebound picked up. Unger Sorum sends it back door, deflected, and just stays out. What a stop there by Posh with the right leg pad. Turned over, Eagles will pick it up. Bradley at the end of a long shift going to hoist this high and drop it down. The car will charge after it. Fensori, who took that high stick, is back out there. Scoot his way across towards the blue line and out through center ice. Veerling. Challenge, puck blitzed up but not out. Fensori, long shot, scores! Boy, oh boy, just wired one from the blue line, and with 2:04 left, that means Chicago will stay on the power play as Fensori ties the game at 3, his 8th goal of the year.
Coming off a failed clear, they had an opportunity to get that puck out of the zone, and it's just a simple shot, but I believe it's a Sean in front of the net. It ricochets off something as Posh at the last second unable to pick it up. It was just a simple wrister, traffic. And actually, it was Gagné that went down there.
And Neuchev slicing through as well. So Colorado, boy, if that goal comes 5 seconds later, they are officially done on the PK. Here comes Colorado, shorthanded rush. Fellmer backhands it, sends it screaming high. Picked up on the fly now. Chance at a 2-on-1. Racing in Brindamore with it down the right wing side. Good shot to the save by Posh. Rebound. Scooped up and controlled. Moving up high. Fensori to the right wing circle. Gundler backdoor pass. Jumps around. Colorado will take it away. Short-handed. Here they come. Ahead for Fellmer. Brings it in left wing side. Throws on the brakes. Looking for options. In tight to the glove stop there. Primo. Drop it and keep it moving for Neuchev. Dominic Fensori, a third-round pick of Carolina back in 2019. His 26th point of the year. Unassisted as Colorado just a failed clearing attempt right there. Able to pick it up and wire it into the back of the net. Spin across and brought in offside. Minute 7 remaining on the back end of this 4-minute double minor.
And this is where minute 7 left on the kill. You got to dig all about the details. As they had the right mindset, trying to block the puck on that last one, but this is a big coming up.
So Wise, Tynan, Ashawn, and Ahmed out there now. Picked up. Sorum will deal it back to his own blue for Valimaki. Across that center ice logo. Push it left wing boards. Rolled down the half wall. So we field it in the right wing hash. Sorum turns it back over. Cross slot pass. Right back top of the left wing circle. Centering effort. Robida. For an intended target that was too far in front. Right back for Valimaki. Traipses through the left wing circle. Cuts in tight. Force free, but he'll stay with it. Move it to the blue line and way outside the outrage stick in a dough. Colorado will get 4 fresh killers out there as it's brought back in. Sorum plays it in tight, taken away. Gagné Wines fires, but held on to nicely there. Robida got the skate in front of it. 20 left on the power play. Centering feed. Robida will button hook back to the wall. Sends it across. Looking for Valimaki. Bounces around as to be pushed up, and it will just get over the blue line. Snagged by Sorum. Trots back into the zone. 2 left. Boosted it. Steps back on the ice. So Colorado bitten once on the 4-minute double minor. Fensori able to find that power play goal. They'll stay ahead of every storm with Denver 7 weather, where accuracy matters most. Trusted, reliable, and always keeping you prepared. Watch Denver 7 weather tonight at 10 p.m.
Well, a good job getting the kill done. Now back to 5-on-5, go back to work.
You look at a Chicago team now that has scored 3 goals, Ryan. 2 of them have come on the power play. Colorado, meanwhile, 0 for 3. All 3 of those power plays coming back in the first. Long shot tracks wide of the net. Creeps back up the right wing boards. Eagles trying to gather it in as this will filter out to neutral ice. Pushed forward. Barrett's backhanded deep. Laure Boulay scoots after it. Foot trying to get it moving, take it away. Magna up high with it. Rink wide pass. Barrett's skates to the high slot. Gives it off. Fellmer poke checked away. It'll bleed back into the Eagles zone. They're going to track it down, get it moving one more time. Alex Barre-Boulay turned over, picked off. Nistro played off the tape of Gundler, and now Colorado out shooting the Wolves 27-15 in a game tied at 3. Even for Tynan, he's got one of those 3 goals. Barrels into the zone. Tynan right wing side, and they're going to say Nielsen was just offside. And we'll get a whistle, not quite 5 minutes into period number 3. Colorado all kinds of speed coming into the zone there.
It did. Tynan turned on the Jets there. Just offside.
We'll get a look at it here. Yep. Nielsen just ahead of that play. Chicago up with it. Nistro feathers it up the right wing boards. Moved along down in deep as Neuchev, the intended recipient of that puck. Tangled up in along the in wall. Fought free. It'll be picked up. Here comes Nielsen on the move. No numbers, so he'll flop this down the left wing side. Let Pustin and scurry after it. Back in along the inboards, crunched into, picked up Bashan with it. Loads and fires, and a save there by Primo. And then Nielsen gets cleared out of the side of the cage. And starts going back and forth. Looking at Brendamore. I think that may have been Gundler that made that initial contact with Nielsen, but it doesn't look like any penalties coming from it.
Well, Nielsen's camped out there. You can have a net front scramble after the whistle.
And Nielsen finishing his hit on Gundler. I think that's probably what precipitated all of that. Yeah. There you go.
And a Sean, good heads up play, not passing up that shot attempt.
Face-off controlled by the Wolves. Launched out through neutral ice. Eagles will get to it. Hobbit handcuffed a bit. Up into one of the Wolves. Goes crashing into the net to Posh. That was Vierling as Colorado still trying to win it back along the wall. Rotated back around. McCarr after it now. Badinka applying that pressure as this will hop up and out towards center ice, but slug back down the right wing boards. Colorado force it free with a skate, and now the Eagles back out to neutral. Rink wide pass, McCarr through the left wing circle, fires, and a glove stop by Primo. 14:04 left here in period number 3, all square at 3.
Well, good play on that last sequence. Transition up the ice, quick little play. McCarr has the step to the outside, quick release.
Colorado heaping on the shots, inching their way towards 30 already with, not quite 6 minutes gone here in the third. Spill into the corner, picked up, worked ahead. Grabbed on the move. Nadeau drops it off. Robida to the left wing side. Suzuki trying to return it across the slot. Knocks loose. Quick shallow angle shot denied by Posh. This will carry him back out through neutral ice. All the way down. No icing here as that was shot by Chicago. Long around. Wise gets to it first. Backhanded in behind the nets as it rolls through the trapezoid. Collected by Foot. Moving out to neutral. Robida from the red line. Feed it across right wing side. That came in early. We'll get an offside whistle. We'll get a stoppage. 13:31 remaining third period. And Dominic Finsori, his 8th goal of the year on the power play, has this game back tied at 3 here on the spot. Denver 3. Back at Blue Arena, all deadlocked at 3 apiece between the Chicago Wolves and the Colorado Eagles. Kevin McClure, Ryan Bach with you. And well, this is an Eagles team, Ryan, that's going to be well represented at next week's AHL All-Star Classic. Mark Letestu, first Eagles coach to represent the team since joining the AHL. And then you have a couple of first-time AHL All-Stars, Jason Megna, the veteran, and Isaac Posh, the rookie.
Wow, what's impressive. First-year head coach Mark Letestu's done such a great job, so that honor is obviously well-deserved. And as for the players, Isaac Posh, his first one, and then our captain, Jason Megna.
Felber will serve it off the side of the nets. Into the corner it rolls. Felber trying to find some space for himself as Barry Boulay wheeled it around, but this will be taken away. The Wolves play back out to neutral. Robida on top of it. Bank back free. Badinka, who's got one of Chicago's 3 goals. Trying to find Finsori, who's got another one of those 3. Pitched high through the air. Grabs Suzuki, mashed into, tries to center it. Nadeau track it down, rings it around. This will curl back out to neutral ice. Picked up there. Nystrom got it in deep. Chased down as Middleton gives a look over the shoulder and feeds it through the trapezoid. Finds Gagné on the other end. Colorado almost with a 2-1 shots on goal advantage. 29-15 right now, but get a couple of power play goals for Chicago will even that number out as Colorado will send it down. Icing whistled here, and 12-19 remaining here in the third, and Colorado's coaching staff is absolutely baffled. And now they're saying, well, no, they're going to keep it there. They're going to keep this down in Colorado's zone. Well, you had all of Colorado's coaching staff standing up, shrugging their shoulders.
Kuusinen, first man in with his arms up.
Face-off controlled by Chicago. Left wing boards, long shot through traffic, big kick save, picked up by Colorado. Nielsen and send it onward instead. Blitzed back down to the Colorado zone. Ryan Ahmed up with it. Move it over. Puustinen caught up there by Slavin, who will take it away. Big wide pass. Nystrom. Shot that'll be blocked out in front. Hops down, drops on the right wing wall. Sean working away. Centering effort. Spun and snapped over to the left wing boards. Valimaki. Play it back. Brindamore. His shot goes wide. Rolls upstairs. Nystrom, a shot deflected by Guntler. And a kick stop will keep it out. Rink wide pass. Valimaki couldn't get there in time as this will be pitchforked back out to center ice. Just as quickly grabbed and driven back in. And a horseshoe back out to neutral. Picked up. Brindamore. Flush it in. He'll head off for a change. Sean Barron's after it for Colorado. Rolls off his stick. Colorado trying to get to it in time. Could not do so as it stays alive. Finally forced out. Forced the Wolves to tag up. Foot. Chuck it in. Curls around left wing side. Pavlichev, first one there. Rolls to the right wing corner now. In behind the net again for Nikita Pavlichev. Spring it upstairs. Too much on it. And this is going to trickle back in behind the net of Primo. And he'll set it up there. Gushin coming in, trying to force the issue. Slugged around it, back out to center ice once more. Pavlichev got it taken away. Scooped up, and now Makar with it. Builds up speed as he gains the zone. Down the left wing side, Makar cuts in tight. Makar wraps, centers, deflected, gets the rebound. Played up high, one-timer, and a stop there as Haddard stepped into one. And a good job there as Gushin went cutting through, looking for a rebound. 10.5 remaining here in the third, and a game still tied at 3 after the power play goal. Coming less than 2 minutes into this final frame from Dominic Fensore.
Well, that chance comes off. Makar with a good burst of speed. He's able to hold on to that puck behind the net. You think he's going to maybe a possible wrap attempt, but he's able to find that right in the mid lane. A good pass and a quick shot by Adder. Traffic in front.
And Ivan in there. Maybe had a stick tied up in the process. Face-off stays in the Wolves zone, but picked up. Valimaki shoots this high through the air just underneath the bottom of the scoreboard. Flicked free, touched offside. We'll get a whistle. And a face-off coming outside the zone as Colorado now officially 30 shots on net. Well, Jason Megna, not only an outstanding player and a captain of this team. We talked about Jim Craig, the goaltender for that Miracle on Ice team. Jason Megna is the son-in-law of Jim Craig.
Yeah, what a story. And to have him in the building on that night is going to be something special.
Yeah, really looking forward to that coming up on the 21st. Outlet pass that's going to skip off the tape of Barre Boulay. Bounces around, 3 different bodies. Colorado get to it back in their own zone. Middleton onward now for Barre Boulay. Skates around some pressure, drops it back for Middleton. Whistles it in from the red line. Rings around up the left wing boards. Gonna hop back in behind the cage. Felleber working on Valimaki. Gives it off for the right wing side as Megna kicks it free. Nobody there in a white sweater. Colorado making changes. 9:48 left here in the third. Amos Salaby, right wing side. He'll rocket it in as this curls around left wing boards. Makes a jump, but Colorado will grab it on the fly. Bradley with it. Splits a pair of defenders. Cruises in. Fires. upstairs, and a stop there by Primo. And a strong play for Chase Bradley, a guy that missed 2 months of this season with a lower body injury. And took on 2 defenders there, no problem.
Splits the D. Big, strong body's got that reach, able to get the shot off.
It's also going to lead to another face-off in the attacking zone for Colorado. Bradley will stay out there with Wise and Jason Poland. Win it back for a Sean, left point. Drags it across, now fires, bouncing puck, in front, shot, save, rebound, still loose, and chopped just wide. Poland trying to tuck it home. Upstairs, back down for Poland, gives it off, a Sean, cruising in, swoops behind the cage, rolls around, now to the high slot, he'll carry it. Top of the circle, gives it off, rink-wide pass. Wise will pick it up, bump it down the boards, trying to find Bradley, he does. Arcs upstairs, across, a Sean, backdoor, deflected, just went wide. Tip there from Wise. Poland working away. Wise will pick it up, skates around one man, cruises in, snaps it over, finds Ahmed, left point, play it in to the left wing corner for a Sean. Grabs it, brings it up the half wall. Upstairs, hands it off for Wise. Skates his way, in tight, shot deflected, rebound, still knocking around. Pulled free, set it up, but Ahmed, he'll get to it first. Looking to dive back in. Colorado trying to make some changes. Puck comes free, it'll be grabbed and moved ahead. Colorado will reconvene back in their own zone. Great shift there for the Eagles.
All kinds of pressure.
Here comes Pustonen, give it off left wing wall. Nielsen centers it, runs away, tied it. Give it free. Big blast, then a whistle wide as Anders stepped into one. Blitz it in behind the nets, takes a big hop and down the right wing boards. Pushed down to neutral, Pustonen drives after it, jumps in front of Neuchev and gives it free for Sean Behrens as we slip under 8 minutes to go here in the third. Still tied at 3. Colorado will play it in. Nielsen leaves it for Tynan. Rink-wide pass, grabbed, Adder cruising in. Adder, low slot to the kick save by Primo as Nielsen, a diving effort, crashes into his man. Picked up and brought out by Seeley. Chipped down left wing boards. Posted in and after it. Neuchev there as well. Runs to the side of the net, put it in tight. Save, tucked home. Oh boy, it looked like it was shut down and just shoveled into the back of the net. And Chicago reclaims the lead 4-3. Nikita Pavlichev, a 6-year pro out of Penn State, able to keep working away.
Pavlichev's camped out in front of the net, comes off a quick turnover. It's just able to find 5-hole to get that goal.
That's one Posh would probably like to have back right there. Pavlichev just able to find it and seal it between the legs of Posh. Still 7:33 to work with. The Eagles now back down by 1. Colorado scored 3 straight in the second period. But a power play goal and now an even strength tally here in the second period for the Wolves. Have them back in the driver's seat. Middleton onward. This will deflect and hop into that Colorado bench rather. Boy, and you look at shots on goal, 33 for Colorado. They got 3 goals on 33 shots, 17 for Chicago. They have 4 goals on those 17 shots.
Yeah, the last one's a tough one, but it's just moments before that. All kinds of pressure from the Eagles, getting all kinds of good looks.
Face off just outside the Colorado end. Eagles with it. Flipped ahead, Gushin. Driving after it. Malabaki first one back. Sweeps it around to the right wing boards. Kicked alive, and now McCarr driving it. McCarr towards the slot area as this will be ripped away and set up. Gloved down nicely there by Middleton right at the blue line. Rink wide. Ivan a shot, deflects, and will bound its way back out to neutral. Retrieved by Gagne. Out to the red line for Gushin. Slithers back into his own zone. Lays it back for Alex Gagne once more. Fed forward, intercepted, knocked free. Hot potatoes. This will finally be brought into the zone. Suzuki swings in behind the net, looking for options, plays it up. Badinka back down for Suzuki on the right wing board. Spins, fires, deflected. Eagles will take it away. They'll send it high through the air. This will carry right to the crease. So no icing here. Colorado making wholesale changes. Fans trying to drive this team onto another equalizer. They found one in the second. They need another one here in the third. Fensori rushes out through center ice. He'll send it in from the red line. Sean trying to jar that puck away from two sets of skates. Brindamore in there as well. Going back and forth. Grabbed, picked up, motored around. A right wing boards and up high for Fensori. Long shot blocked in front. Eagles will get to it. Nifty move from Megna. Working along. A shot with it. Drop pass. Fellemer back for a shot. Backdoor shot. Save. Finally covered by Primo. Look at a whistle there as Brindamore gave it Fellemer a little cross check in the back as he was working away. We'll get a media timeout as Colorado, they've surrendered back-to-back goals here in this third period. Now find themselves trailing 4-3. Back after this on the Spot Denver 3. Colorado 5:36 still to work with here in the third, but trailing Chicago 4-3. Here the first of back-to-back meetings between these two teams. Well, the Eagles and New Belgium Brewing excited to offer the craft beer pack this season. For select Eagles home games, fans can get 2 20-ounce Voodoo Ranger drafts and 2 tickets. Get it all for just $75. For a full list of craft beer pack nights or to order, visit ColoradoEagles.com. Well, Rybach, it's an Eagles team that's going to have to find a way to take a few chances here. Still 5:36 to work with, but down by 1.
They're going to need importance of face-offs, not only at this critical point in the game, but all shot attempts, everything's got to go at the net.
Face-off controlled by the Wolves. Seeley will push it onward, out to neutral for Slavin. Chuck it in, bounces off the inboards, picked up by Abbott. Sprints forward to neutral ice. Abbott into the zone down the left wing boards. Play it back down here deep. Seeley back up top by Megna. Barre Boulay over. One time deflected. Scores! Oh, baby! Ty Fellemer steers it in the back of the net. Colorado is tied it at 4. What a goal for Ty Fellemer.
And there's the response you needed. A pass, just a quick shot. Well, I'm going to release off the half wall, but there's that net front presence and the importance we talked about it all game long, and it's Ty Fellemer who's rewarded to tie this game at 4.
Fellemer with his second point of the night, his 12th goal of the year. And boy, oh boy, Colorado, a rip from the right wing wall from Jack Sean. And Fellemer puts the blade on it and tucks it past Primo. This bad boy is tied yet again in what has been a wild contest here tonight at Blue Arena. Wolves will dump it in down the right wing side. Unger Sorum, first one there. Eagles trying to strip it away. Comes free. Strong effort by Unger Sorum, and he'll deal it back in. Loosen up, played out through neutral ice. Colorado after it. Picked up. Poland makes his way towards the slot. Punched free. Bradley after it now. Play it behind the cage. Valimaki takes it away. Gives it off left wing side and out to neutral ice. Colorado will kick it loose one more time. Back to the wall. Colorado making changes. And now Nystrom will reconvene back in his own end. Colorado making changes. Wolves doing the same. 4:24 left in the third. Colorado's next shot will be the team's 40th of the game. They've held the Wolves to 17. Now Robidon with it. Forced towards the corner by a shot. He'll play it behind the net. Suzuki trying to center it. Picked off. Makar drives onward. Outlet pass into the zone. Gushchin fires. Save. Rebound in along to the corner. This will be spit free. Robidas grabs it. Moves his way out through center ice. Down to the right wing corner. Colorado trying to chip it free. Rides off the back of Ivan. And now foot side of the cage. Centering feet. Runs loose. Gushchin after it. Chases down. No icing here. He'll pick it up. Crunched into by Seeley. Centers it. Broken up with a paddle there by Primo. And now Nadeau will send it out to center once more. Robidas backhands it in. Heads off for a change. 3.5 left here in the third. 4-4 game. Chicago came out. Scored 2 goals here in period number 3. Colorado one of their own now. A shot at Barré-Boulet with assists on that goal. So Barré-Boulet, Sean and Megna all with a goal and an assist here tonight. Picked off by Middleton. Trying to go cross ice. Broken up though by Brindamore. Gagné weave his way back deeper in his own zone. He'll send it ahead. Nobody there. This is going to be icing against Colorado. Just over 3 to go here in period number 3. It was a 1-0 game after the first. Colorado the second put up 3. Chicago with 1. And move into this third period. 2 for the Wolves, 1 for the Eagles.
All kinds of momentum swings in this hockey game here tonight. Winding down to 3 minutes.
Puck into the corner. Shot ahead. Eagles darting after it. Nielsen going to beat out the icing down left wing side. Blows out a tire, goes down. Puck taken away. Valimaki quickly moves it onward. A rink wide dish. Robidas into the zone. Left wing circle, trying to hand it off. Eagles steal it away, get moving. Here comes Barré-Boulet. He's got Felleber with him, 2-on-2. Barré-Boulet trying to leave it for Felleber. Just overskated, taken away Suzuki. For Robidas, Suzuki got smoked there by Felleber. Fitsori sends it. That'll land right on the tape of Abbott. Brought in. Megna, nifty move in tight. Pulled down and a power play upcoming for Colorado with just 2:20 left here in the third. Valimaki headed off for a holding.
And there's that speed you've seen all night. Move your feet. He's driving the net. And he's hauled down. Biggest power play of this hockey game coming up, Kevin.
It'll be their 4th for the Eagles. 0 for 3, as we mentioned, coming into this. Now their 4th crack on the man advantage. Chicago 2 for 3. Well, boy, oh boy, you get one here, you probably forget a lot about those other numbers. And they'll start with Poland, Tynan, Barré-Boulet, Puustinen, and a shot. Loose puck into the corner. Barré-Boulet will deal it around. Left wing boards for Puustinen. Play it back down in. Side of the cage. Grab. Across. Tynan. Side of the nets. Barré-Boulet. Moves it up the half wall and up high now for a shot. Looking back over one time. That'll sizzle over the crossbar. Picked up by a shot again. Left point. Rink wide. Barré-Boulet. Side of the cage. Backdoor. Just fed on there. And the rebound picked back up. Barré-Boulet. Poland went cutting through. Shot of the high slot. 90 left on the power play. Gives it off. Tynan. Side of the cage. Back for Tynan. Looking back door. Creeps. Fires. Save. Poland after the rebound. He'll pick it up. Give it off for a shot. High slot with it now. Spins it over side of the net. Deflected, just went wide. Barré-Boulet a look there. Again to the blue line for a shot. For TJ Tynan. Inching down the half wall. Moves it back for a shot. Rink wide Puustinen for a shot again at the blue line. Loads, fires, blocked. Trying to stay with it, but forced out by Brindamore. Sean grabs it. Wanted to re-enter the zone. And Colorado, 50 left on the power play. Now you get that second unit out there. Tynan brings it in. Throws it down right wing boards. Megna chasing after it. Badinka first one there. Gives it off for Slavin. Right back for Badinka and out to neutral. Colorado will start again. 35 left on the power play. Less than a minute in the third. Felleber rolls it forward. Fensori takes it away. Turned over. Gushchin over for Megna. Right wing circle. Looks up high. Back for Megna. Right wing half full into the corner. Felleber upstairs. Gushchin high slot. Fires. Deflected. Save. And it's coming up along the ice. And then Megna gets cleared out. 16 left of the power play with 36.4. Still to go here in the third.
Well, real good patience on this power play. As you saw there, up top, that puck comes through. And that's the type of shot you need to create that opportunity to get a stick on it, a rebound. And Primo's able to cover up.
Colorado will keep their second units. The face off to the right of Caden Primo. Eagles with the draw. Gushin to the blue line for Adder. Use the bumper. Back over. Gushin loads and fires. Save. Big rebound left up. It's going to dance away. It'll be cleared down the ice. That's going to just about do it there for the power play. 20 seconds remaining here in the third. And now Adder full steam ahead. Winds and fires it just wide and drops it down left wing side. McCarr trying to keep it pinched in. 10 remaining here in the period. Gushin working away as well. Pavlovich in there also. McCarr takes a whack with a stick. He'll be pulled free by Pavlovich, and that's going to do it. So Colorado headed to overtime as McCarr going back and forth with Cal Foots. Gave him a little shot. And we'll skate 3-on-3. It's sudden death overtime. It's something that Colorado's certainly accustomed to. The Eagles this year. Well, they are a team that's been pretty darn good in OTs. We'll get it down to ice level. And Megan Angley. Megan.
All right, we've got some free hockey coming up, but it's worth noting that both of the separate comeback efforts in this game to force this out of regulation are being driven by that top line. We talked about them during the second intermission, and it's because they're coming at Chicago in waves. That drive to the net front presence that Ty Felleber brings here to endure a little bit of abuse from Brindamore in his own end, driving to the net later, and they're just continuing to pour on the chances because Caden Primo has been excellent tonight, but that top line has been very difficult for Chicago to contain.
Yeah, and again, it's just such a unique animal, Ryan Bach, when you get to sudden death overtime. You're talking 3-on-3. I mean, it's
Thank you.
A block shot here, a missed opportunity there, a turnover, and all of a sudden you've got an odd-man rush bearing down on you coming the other direction.
Wow, they get an opportunity to get that late tying goal. So now all of a sudden you get a chance in overtime here coming up.
Colorado 5-1 in games decided in overtime, 1-3 in games decided in a shootout. Chicago 3-5 in games decided in overtime, 1-5 in games that end in a shootout. We'll start with Megna, Borre-Boulay, and Ashawn with the Eagles. Brindamore, Gundler, and Fensori out there for Chicago as Colorado will pick it up. Sean slices back behind his own netminder. Works his way out to neutral ice. Ashawn. Head Bob will leave it for Borre-Boulay. Into the zone, down the right wing boards, cuts in, now peels back. Stops again, drags it into the corner. Upstairs, Ashawn with it. Skate his way free, left wing circle. Ashawn will give it off. Here comes Borre-Boulay. Shot! Just went wide, and the rebound will work its way all the way out to neutral. Boy, I mean, you couldn't ask for a much better chance than that. Now, here comes Colorado racing in. Barons cuts in, lost the handle on it. Puck bounds around, taken over as it's picked up by Ryan Suzuki. Swoops in behind the cage, he'll drop it off. Unger Sorum into the zone. Now cruises, fires, scores. And Felix Unger Sorum with the overtime winner as, boy, he was able to just cruise through that left wing circle. Gets his second goal of the night. And Colorado, despite giving up just 19 shots, get 5 put past them. And they fall in overtime 5-4 as Chicago has now picked up points in 15 consecutive road games. And for the Eagles, boy, great chance early in that power play for Alex Borre-Boulay. And for Colorado, boy, I think you're going to be kicking yourself in a couple of regards there. Especially teams not good enough by any stretch for the Eagles here tonight. And you just can't have 5 goals going past you on 18 shots.
No, especially when the momentum's swinging back and forth, and you know the importance of capitalizing on the power play. It didn't happen, and as a result, you had a Chicago team that just kind of hung around. generate 43 shots on goal. They did everything in that department. Just came up short here tonight in overtime.
Well, Colorado, again, will have a rematch with the Wolves coming up tomorrow night back here at Blue Arena. In fact, the next 3 games after tonight, all against the Wolves, as the final 2 of this 4-game season series take place back in Chicago coming up next weekend. Eagles with 3 different players registering a goal and an assist here tonight in Magna, Bore Boule, and Ty Felber. Eagles do pick up a point in the standings by virtue of this overtime loss. Just the second OT loss of the season for Colorado. Now 5-2. Colorado scored some beauties tonight. Fought back on 2 different occasions to tie the game, but ultimately fall in overtime thanks to the second goal of the night for forward Felix Unger-Sorup. Thanks for joining us. Wish you a good night here from the spot, Denver 3.